the structure of the judiciary itself and the demographics of the judiciary, and that for sustainability is something we need to think about. I'm glad that the amendment is being considered in terms of extending the retirement age, but I think we also need to take a long-term view, very long-term view, but I mean a generation's view of the judiciary, and see how, you know, the people who are appointed will be positioned and sustain the law for a longer period. When we came into office six and a half years ago, and I had the privilege to also swear in the chief judge at that time, I made it very, very clear that for us, the judiciary is the bastion, the platform on which our democracy rests. And that without law and order, we will not have a viable democracy. And I'm glad that we're all witnesses to what has happened in Edo in the last 6 years, or 6.5 years. That if we did not take steps in the very early stages of our administration to enforce law and order in this state, I'm not sure we'll have had the level of economic and socio-economic development which we have today. That we do is as a result of the support that we receive from the judiciary. So whatever we have achieved as the executive arm of government, a large measure of that success is due to the working relationship we've had with the judiciary. And so for us, it's been very clear that we must ensure that we take concrete measures to strengthen our judiciary and make them independent. And I'm glad that with Justice Acha, we have been able to at least begin to create a roadmap for the judiciary, just as we've done for the executive. A roadmap that should focus on the welfare, the training, and the capacity and work conditions of the judges in Edo State, both the judges and the other tiers of the judiciary. A work plan that must insist that the ordinary Edo citizen has unfettered access to justice. By making sure that we strengthen those courts that are, that provide that access, particularly the lower courts, the magistracy, and the other similar courts. We must ensure that we improve the conditions. I mean, all the conditions, because I keep saying there are only maximum 30 judges in Edo State. So why must their work conditions not be the best in Edo? In terms of benefits, housing, office, and post-retirement conditions. I think it's something we need to focus on. And I'm glad that Justice Acha has started that process, which I hope your successor will ensure that we finalize and institutionalize. I'm glad at the way you have adopted technology and the other investments that we have agreed to make in the judiciary. I'm hopeful that the infrastructural refurbishment, which you have started, improving our magistrate courts, improving our high courts across the state, making sure that judges in the outstations live and work comfortably, and also ensuring that you provide adequate security for them. All of these which you have commenced, I hope and pray that we will improve on and sustain.
By the special grace of God, and I say I could not have wished for a better governor. I immediately discovered that we share the same vision for the overall development of Edo State. I thank God Almighty for giving me the wisdom to know and understand the phenomenon called Godwin Obaseki, aka GO. Your passion to turn Edo State to an El Dorado is legendary. From the onset, I laid out plans to improve on what I met on the ground. How did I fare? I leave posterity to judge. However, from the few comments that filter into my ears, our modest achievements that are widely acknowledged today could not have been possible but for the fact that you stood by me like a rock of Gibraltar. You not only intervened in some of our critical infrastructural and personnel needs, the welfare of judges and indeed staff of the judiciary has been greatly enhanced. With some sacrifice on my part, we have made tremendous progress.